Hello, everybody, and welcome to my Module 11 walkthrough. My name is Patrick Hypes, and this week we worked on relational databases in an MVC structure, which is Model View Controller. So we'll go ahead and kick things off. As you can see here in VS Code, I already have everything up and running on the server side. I was just in my HTML. You can see I have back office up here running. We'll go ahead and hit refresh. You can see it's running everything down here in the back on VS Code. Make this a little bigger. All right, so as I said, I already have a few things set up here, but this is the current structure. Right now we have 3 restaurants in our database. We have a create new restaurant option up here, an edit button, and delete button for each entry. We'll jump over to dbeaver real quick just so I can show you what we got over there. We'll go ahead and refresh this real quick. So looking here in the same database, this is just what we have going on. So there are the 3 restaurants we had. On top of that, we also have a users table as well as a database table, or address table, sorry, that are linked with the restaurants in the address IDs and user IDs. All right, so jumping back over to our web page, let's go ahead and create a new restaurant. Okay, I'm going to cruise through this real quick. Hit create. We see our little toaster over here, and it automatically uploads. And you see we now have a new entry of Bob's. Okay, jumping back over to dbeaver. Let's see if that showed up over here. Refreshing. Yep, there's Bob's with an ID or address ID of 10 and a user ID of 10. So jump over here, refresh. Oh, there we go. We see the user and we see the address that was associated with Bob's. Awesome. Who had the ID of 10 here. So jumping back over, going from create, now let's go ahead and edit. We'll say we want to edit Bob's. I really want that name to show up on the table, so we'll put add that. We'll say we need to update our password, capital the, and then 456. And I'll show you that just on the back end to show that that gets updated as well. We'll say we got a couple of digit or numbers there. And price range, we're a little more expensive than that. We're active. We'll go ahead and update. Okay, as we see, successful again, and automatically loads. You can see now it says Bob's Burgers, which is great. We didn't change anything there. We addressed the address. Price range went up, active. Awesome. Let's go ahead and see what that looks like on dbeaver. Jumping over here. So here we see Bob's Burgers, perfect. Going to user, see Bob's. Oh, there's Bob's Burgers. Awesome. We see the password that I told you, the capitalized right there. Same thing with address. Awesome. Great. Jumping back over here. Well, Bob's went out of business or couldn't handle it, so we went ahead and had to delete him. Do we want to make sure we do this? Of course. Now we're deleted. He is gone. Clicking back to dbeaver. Oh, that's gone. User. Oh, Bob's is gone. See if the restaurant's gone. Refresh that too. Yep. There we go. All right. So as you see, we have the basic functionality of this back end or back office working. I'll go ahead and jump over to the code and show you what that kind of looks like. So going with this structure, we have a model which kind of acts as the schema would in JavaScript, and then a controller which is more similar to a router from what we've been doing previously in JavaScript. It just kind of receives the API calls. We have the services, which are more like the actual controller was in JavaScript. It tends to handle more of the tasks. And then we have the repo that connects to the actual database and helps with some of those CRUD functions. So, like I said, we have a model, a controller, a service layer, and then also a repository layer for address, user entity, user controller, services, and the repo. Same way with the restaurant, since this is where what we were actually modifying was new restaurants and editing restaurants. This is what that restaurant schema kind of looks like, or restaurant model. Here's the restaurant controller. And it's the mapping and the editing. The restaurant services. Create option that we built out along with the update. And the delete. And then just that repo. And then along with it, we've created a couple of these basic website pages. So that first one being back office right here. This is kind of that structure that populates all the restaurants in our database as a list, and then gives us the option for those different buttons of create, edit, and delete. When you click that create restaurant button, this is the web page that it will direct you to, the new restaurant. Here's kind of the structure with that, with the form and everything. Very similar is the edit restaurant, which this will take you when you hit that edit button for whichever entry you want to edit. And then one thing I did have to implement, ran into a little bit of issue with our front end talking to our back end. So went ahead and created this web configure layer just to kind of help with the Coors mapping, and just to get around some of that to allow these CRUD functions to actually work from the front end to the back end. But that is my Module 11 walkthrough. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.